Hi, welcome. I'm Anne, and I'm a registered dietitian with Celiac, and I also have been totally grain-free, well, as much as I can be. So I'm gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and seed oil-free, and I really want to keep that way because I feel so much better with my celiac doing that. So tonight, what are we having for dinner? We're gonna have pork chops and applesauce, classic. So I've got two thick pork chops here. I dried them off and put salt and pepper and a little bit of apple cider vinegar on them. So they are now ready to go into my mom's cast iron skillet. I already have some garlic, a garlic clove, and that should be hot enough. I've got olive oil, a little bit of butter, and turn this up a little bit. So the first step is to take your pork chops and cook them. And I'm gonna let them sit on one side for about 3 minutes, and then I'll flip them over. And in the meantime, while those are cooking, I'll tell you the rest of the dinner. So to go with the pork chops and applesauce, we're gonna have a just a tossed salad, and it's just lettuce, bell pepper, cranberries, and I am gonna add some kimchi for some fermented deliciousness. Now, if you're using kimchi, I have it like double container in the refrigerator. Otherwise, my whole fridge smells like kimchi. But I'm going to put a little bit of that on their salad. So we're going to have the salad, a little bit of kimchi. And for the dressing, I've got my favorite avocado oil Caesar dressing. So we're going to have Caesar dressing on the salad. We're also going to have baked potatoes. I'm gonna put them in at 405 with sour cream, butter. I don't have any fresh chives, so I'll just use a lot of cracked pepper. But regular baked potatoes with real sour cream, not low fat, and real butter, not fake butter. Those are full of seed oil. So this is going in the oven at 405 degrees until it's done. Pork chops are cooking away. And while they're cooking, I'll tell you the other ingredients. Lots of cracked black pepper, olive, red pepper flakes. I just love red pepper, but in this particular recipe, I really like it. Applesauce. I just have this little container. This happens to be Granny Smith, no sugar added, just regular old applesauce. I didn't even bother getting organic, I don't think. Olive oil. This is just Publix olive oil. It is your organic version. Parsley, apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of bone broth, maybe. So the pork chops are just gonna cook on each side until they're nice and browned, and then I'll show you the rest. And here's the tip. If your pork chops start buckling, just simply slice them across the grain, not all the way through, and that should help with the buckling. And across the grain, I mean across, you can see the fat lines, just like you would cut a London broil. And these are pretty thick pork chops, and they're not buckling. So let the pork chop cook on each side. I'm not using a meat thermometer, but you can if you want to. I'm just going to cut them open and make sure they look done. So once they're done, I'm going to set them aside on the plate I already have handy so I can make the rest of the delicious applesauce sauce that goes on the cranberry. I mean, it goes on the pork chop. Oh my goodness. I know it can be hard to meal plan when you have celiac and you're trying to avoid grains and soy and all seed oil, but it can be done and you'll feel better. I've been doing it for a couple of years. Well, I just pulled the seed oil out, I guess, last year, but I've been grain free for over a year, gluten free for many years, soy free for many years. And then I decided these seed oils are just wreaking havoc probably on my cell membrane. So let's get rid of those. And since these are so thick while they're cooking, I think I'm gonna cover them. This should speed up their cooking. So it depends how thick your pork chops are. And if you want to use a meat thermometer or not, I don't care to. Now you can see these are nice and brown. I guess I could lift it up, but it's a little hot. Now that they're nice and brown, I'm gonna check to see if they're cooked real quick on the inside. Don't want to overcook them. Definitely don't want dried up meat. And by the way, pork is very high in thiamine. Maybe a couple more minutes. Okay, now that the pork chops are done, I'm going to put them on that little plate that I have ready. Turn down the heat, them out. And I did have a clove of garlic in there when I started. And I'm gonna get right away, just add the applesauce, get my favorite mixing, and I'm gonna put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it, maybe half a cup. And I have bone broth in case. I'm gonna go ahead and put a bunch of black pepper in here, lots of black pepper, salt in my antique salt shaker, and kind of scrape it around so you can get some of the core crispy deliciousness off the bottom of your skillet. And I definitely would do this in a cast iron skillet or Dutch oven. I'm gonna add some red pepper. I like a lot of red pepper in my food. In fact, my niece asked me, Aunt Anne, do you put pepper in everything? And I've got some fresh parsley. I'm just gonna snip some in here. And I think I am gonna add just a touch of the bone broth. I got this kettle and fire bone broth just to give it a little extra. It's organic, no preservatives. It's actually chicken, so going in the pork. And I've got this on a low heat and I'm just gonna stir this deliciousness around. I guess I need to show it somehow. It's gonna kind of look like that. I need to figure out how to put my camera better. Let that simmer so all the flavors can blend together. I would simmer it very low for at least 5 minutes and then put the pork chops back in for a few minutes and get your plates ready. And there you have it. A delicious, quick, easy, healthy, grain-free, soy-free, seed oil-free dinner for two. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Let me know your comments. I hope this is helping anybody who's trying to be gluten-free or soy-free or seed oil-free. Those are really something you want to get out of your diet. Have a great day.